Look who's here. Andy Kim and Kevin Drew. Both of them, by the way, playing the Sunday show, A Field Trip, which is a community music and arts festival. It's a downtown festival. I love a downtown festival. Alabama Shakes, Arkells, The War on Drugs, Purity Ring, De La Soul, Jacques Green Live, Young Empires, Sharon and Bram, think about that. Apostle of Hustle from Jamaica to Toronto, that's going to be great. Darby Wheeler involved with that. Calvin Love, The Bell Game, Andy Schauf, The Wayo, My Morning Jacket, Marina and the Diamonds, Father John Misty, who's been here and played for you on the Strombo Show, Rye, Dan Mangan and Blacksmith, they've also been here. Lee Fields and the Expressions, Temples, Hayden, Absolutely Free, it's Songboy Blues, Keita Juma and Brendan Phillip, all that happening at the Field Trip. Did I get it out of the way, boys? Did I get it? Thanks. Kevin Drew and Andy Kim, they're playing the Sunday show. They're here with us now.
Okay, let's try it.
You're on? Okay. Cool.
Well, it's just that your sister said that you'd be okay, and the timing you feel is right in your life, and it's just okay tonight. Yeah, it's just okay, it's fine. Well, it's just that your mother said that you'd be okay, and the timing you feel is right in your life, and it's just okay tonight. Yeah, it's just okay, it's fine. Said that you'd be okay, and the timing you feel is died in your life. Yeah, it's just okay tonight. Yeah, it's just okay, it's fine.
Oh, what a beautiful way to roll along on a Sunday night here to Strombo Show Radio 2. Andy Kim along with Kevin Drew of Broken Social Scene and Arts and Crafts Records. Also Derek Danham, who's in the amazing band called The Beauties. And that's the first track on Kim's album, It's Decided. You guys ready for another one?
All right.
All right, whenever you're ready.
words that I say. I've seen the church, I've seen the one who's come back for the break. Who came first? Kindness or the rage? Who came first? Night or the day? The lightning is calling out, the changing of the gates. I've seen the church, it's just a house that slowly replicates. Who came first? Kindness or the rage? Who came first? Night or the day? Sail on top of frozen world, sail on top of frozen love, sail on top of frozen love, sail on top of frozen love. Oh my, get the time, get the trap. Oh my, every night on my time. Join the forces with almost in regret. Join the forces with almost in regret. Who came first? Kindness or the rage? Who came first? Night or the day?
Kevin Drew, Andy Kim, and Derek Downham. There you go, performing in the home for you. All right, take us through that song. Who came first?
Well, you know, first of all, it was something that Kevin sent, and I had no idea where it came from, but then I found out it was a broken social scene, kind of put aside or rejected for any particular record, and I loved it. George, if you heard the beginning, there was like a fuzz guitar and there was all sorts of stuff that you couldn't really hear what was going on, but you love it, you know? It's like someone telling you, don't hang around with that person, but you need to be with that person. And that song really, something inside of me, whatever it was, I have to be honest, I am seduced by Kevin's voice every time. I mean, we had a problem when I started putting my vocals on these songs. I just tried to imitate what he did, and Kevin was in the studio, and I saw him spiritually take a step back, like, ooh, what did I do? I don't think we can do this.
Is that how you remember it, Kevin?
I just remember thinking, you don't need to sing like me. And then I also knew that I was going to be that parent in the room when the child was trying to figure it out. So that's how Dave Hamlin actually came on board, was because they're both Lebanese Quebecois, and Dave was bummed out. He was doing some stuff with Deaf From Above, and they went to L.A., and I ran into him on the street, and I said, you need a little Andy Kim in your life. I can't do vocals with this guy. And where we were working, there was dogs, and he was getting nosebleeds, and I was like, okay. So, and that was with Ohad, where we spent a lot of time at Ohad Benchitrit's house. So just good crew. And Dave came in, and then he just came on board, and Andy and him they did a lot of vocals together, took it to a wonderful place. And that's where we brought Downham into the studio, and Kevin Hearn and Ron Sexsmith even joined, and a lot of the horns were Jimmy Shaw and Cranley, David French, Liam or Neil came in. We had he loved it. He loved it.
Film the entire...
No.
Oh my God, because in 5, 10, 20 years, this is the film that people will want to watch.
I know, that's what people say, but I have a very hard time filming the moment. I really feel more than ever, especially with social media, that if you really want it to be true, then don't capture it. And how could I capture what we were doing?
It's like this for me. I don't want to see the first kiss, because I'll remember it for the rest of my life. And I think that when you hear the music, you know the experience that we went through. And I'm hoping that the music will always speak louder than any documentary, any film, anything. And for me, I've never worked this way before. I mean, working with Kevin is like really from another planet for me. But it was so beautiful, because I allowed myself to because of him, as a kid from Montreal, I had my arms wide open. And then I had success and money, and then just living in New York and then LA, and my arms just kind of closed up, and I was, kind of solitary for all intents and purposes. But, being with Kevin kind of like a little bit pried my arms wide open, but then I was able to say things like, there's a song on there called Ceylon. And my favorite line is, I went to my gravesite to see what it was like. I kind of liked it, away from all this fight. And I look around and I see everybody on a phone. No one is really living a life. They're living a life through someone else. And when I met Kevin, he was life. He was this thing. And
But I did buy an iPhone recently, and now...
Well, in that case...
See, I owned a flip phone when I met Andy. And then I moved to an iPhone, and now I'm an addict just like everybody else. And I actually feel like a fool half the time, and a coward, that I just seem to... I'll put my phone down after I've checked whatever I've checked. I'll look around the room, and I'll pick my phone up. Right. And there's nothing I'm picking it up for.
It depends what you're finding on the other side. Awesome.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of fun apps.
Your story, you worked in the Brill Building, right?
I did,
yes. That's like, tell people who don't know what the Brill Building is, remind them how incredible a spot that was.
That to me, it's an iconic part of American history. Tin Pan Alley. It was a building filled with people that wanted to be either part of the music world or actually create things. And I didn't know anything about the Brill Building. All I knew was that my transistor radio told me that I needed to be in New York City.
All the songs were coming from there.
They were all coming from there, and really, the things that Lee Burns Stoller and Jeff Barry and Ellie Greenwich and Phil Spector did, and especially Jeff and Ellie and Phil, those things were magical. At one point, a few years ago, someone said, "Well, your career should never have happened." And I kind of looked at him, I said, okay. He said, no, let me explain. He said, you came at the tail end of when the Brill Building was taking its last wave. And those songs that you're writing, those songs that you're excited about, they happened in the earlier 60s. So, you know, Jeff and Ellie and Phil, I mean, when was Be My Baby in 1963, 64, whatever. But it didn't matter. Nothing ever mattered to me. I just needed to get away from the Montreal winters, but basically, in all seriousness, to join the circus and be part of a playground of people with music. And that's what I love about Kevin's world. You know?
It must have been really challenging to find the circus again after all those years, because there weren't that many places that were doing it, not in North America anyway.
I was totally surprised when I came to Toronto and really found that there was a community here. That's just blew me away, and everyone is so talented. I remember the first time I had won this. I smile at it now. I won an Indie Award in 2000, I think 4 or 5, at the Canadian Music Week, because I put out a song that I had written with Ed Robertson. And there was Gordon Lightfoot sitting next to this guy that I thought I had recognized. So I went to say hi to Gordon, and there was Ron Sexsmith. So there was something about that chemistry that just allowed us to be friends. And he introduced me to so much. And but there's an incredible community here. You can't find it in LA. It's all posing. In New York, we were in New York recently, and we walked into the Brill Building, and it's like a ghost town. But to me, those spirits are still there.
What a pleasure to hang out with you guys today. Andy Kim, Kevin Drew, and Derek Downham here. All right, want to play us another one? Shoot 'em Up, Baby. Tell me about just the history of that.
You know, it's a song that I didn't want to record again. I recorded it in '68, and there was a lot of problems at the time when the song came out. People thought it was about, you know, drugs and shooting heroin, and it was the year that Martin Luther King and Robert Kennedy got shot, and came out soon after that. And I was kind of oblivious, because my dad used to love Westerns, and he'd always, you know, call me to turn the TV on and put on those shoot 'em ups. So, and the song was really about the different times in my mom and dad's life, and there was a 30-year difference between them, and I always thought, well, I wonder what they would ever have to say to each other, you know. And I had snuck into Lieber and Stoller's office, so I used Mike Stoller's piano. I thought maybe it would bring me.
I snuck into Lieber and Stoller's office, and I used his piano. That's unbelievable.
Well, it's okay, because Jeff Barry's office was right next to it, so that was easy, you know.
Oh, wow. Okay, fire away, guys.
Girl, I love you, you know I do, and I do not doubt that you love me too. But you're so young, your life's just begun. Something tells me there'll come a day when you just might wonder what slipped away while you've been with me, and you will want to be free. Shoot 'em up, baby. Shoot 'em up, baby. Shoot 'em up, baby. Shoot 'em up, baby. If I lost you now, I would surely cry, but to lose you later, you know I died. Don't misunderstand, girl, I have nothing planned. You should go where the lights are bright and make all the scenes, and stay out all night and have no fear. Girl, I'll be right here. Shoot 'em up, baby. Shoot 'em up, baby. Shoot 'em up, baby. Shoot 'em up, baby. Go on and spread your wings and fly. to touch the sky. Keep your powder dry. Shoot 'em up, baby. 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 Shoot 'em up, baby.
Thanks, guys. So great to hang out with you tonight. Andy Kim and Kevin Drew. Don't forget they're playing the Sunday in Field Trip.